Hello everybody, Skin Deep Beauty Vlogger here. I hope you're all really well. As you can probably tell by my barefaced appearance, today is another First Impressions review. I'm going to be reviewing the Benefit Hello Flawless Oxygen Wow Foundation. This has SPF 25 and I'm going to be trying out the shade Ivory. Now this was sent to me, so I'm not sure that it's the right shade. We'll just have to give it a go and see what happens, but as always that will not influence my sort of opinion. Okay, so on First Impressions it comes in a box, which is fine. It's not sort of as fun as some of the Benefit products. Just in a box that says Hello Flawless, and the directions are also pretty basic. It just says to use, blend onto face with brush or fingertips. And so I'm going to open it up and see what it looks like inside. And it is a plastic bottle, which is good for travel, and I like that you'll be able to see how much is remaining. Looks like it's going to have a functional pump dispenser. Yep. I guess you could say that compared to some other high-end foundations this looks a little bit cheap, but I quite like it. And I'm going to apply this using my Real Techniques buffing brush, which I'm just going to spritz with a little bit of water because that's how I always prep my brushes. And take a bit onto the back of my hand. It's quite a liquidy formula actually. I don't know if you can see that's going to run down. I was expecting it maybe to be a little bit more gel-like. Okay, so maybe a little bit off in terms of colour, but we'll give it a go. Maybe I'll zoom in a bit. Oh, it's not too bad for a colour match actually, I was a bit concerned. I've just prepped my skin the way that I normally would, moisturiser, etc. I did do a facial last night, a home facial, so if anything my skin should be well prepped for product. Considering the lightweight formula, it's actually not a bad coverage. It's I don't know if you can see, I had some blemishes there that are just healing, and it's done an alright job of concealing them. Well, not that you would use foundation as a concealer, but you know, it gives you an indication of the coverage. It feels very lightweight on the skin, and I think it's got a fragrance if I really sniff for it, but I'm not noticing anything discernible or offensive. It's got a very real skin-like finish actually. It's sort of really blending and being one with my skin, which could well be because of that home facial last night. It's quite glowy, I'd say sort of satin as opposed to dewy, but it's definitely got a nice skin-like finish. Sort of your skin but better, I guess. I think this would be a very nice option for every day on very, very first impressions. Okay, I'm going to go and apply the rest of my makeup, and then I'll come back and talk you through how I felt with that applied, and we'll check back throughout the day and let you know how I think it's getting on. Hello everyone, I've applied the rest of my makeup, and I don't really have any comments in terms of how the other products applied. I felt they applied well, but as I said, I did that home facial last night, so that could have influenced how my other products were applying, or how all of my products were applying. One thing that I also noticed just while I was tidying up a little bit was that inside of the box there is a little sample of the Professional, but I thought that was quite nice. I just had it in my mind that it was going to be a different shade, but actually I think it's a pretty good colour match, possibly a little bit on the warm side, but overall really good. And I'm quite impressed with the skin-like finish, and also when I was applying my other products I needed to do very little concealing work, because despite the fact that this feels incredibly lightweight on the skin, I mean I cannot feel it on my skin, it's actually given a pretty good coverage, and I didn't need to do much in terms of concealer at all. So those are just my initial thoughts. It's coming up to 11 o'clock, so I'm going to check in again in a few hours time and let you know how I think this is wearing, and if I have any further thoughts to add. Hello everyone, it is coming up to 3:10 and I've been wearing the Benefit Hello Flawless Oxygen Wow that's hard to say. I've been wearing the Benefit Hello Flawless Oxygen Wow Brightening Makeup for quite a few hours now, probably just over 4 hours, and I'm really impressed. I probably am a little bit glowy on my chin, but nothing compared to how I normally am. That's my oiliest area. If you don't know, then I have combination skin, particularly get oily through my T-zone around my chin, so that's where I tend to notice foundations breaking down first, and it's performing really well. It's holding up nicely. No oxidization. I think it's wearing really well. It feels very comfortable. It just feels like I'm wearing nothing on the skin, to be honest. Overall, I'm really, really impressed with this. One thing that I did want to mention that I don't think I really touched upon before was that it does have an SPF 25 in this. So I think this would be a really great choice based on how I've been wearing it so far today for daytime wear. But I think SPF 25 is pretty high. I looked at the ingredients and that SPF protection seems to be coming from titanium dioxide. So I'd be inclined to veer away from this if you wanted it as a nighttime option or if you're going to be around flash photography, because I do suspect that this would be pretty bad for flashback, you know, where you get a white cast from the flash. Just looking at the ingredients, in addition to the titanium dioxide, it's got the first ingredient being aqua or water. The second ingredient is dimethicone, so that's a silicone that is going to help with prolonging the wear of it. So that kind of ties in with what I'm saying about how I feel it's wearing very well on the skin. And then the third ingredient is glycerin. So again, that's a humectant. It sort of helps with dehydration. It helps to lock moisture into the skin. So again, I think that's probably going some way to explaining why it feels so comfortable to wear. So anyway, I don't really have that much else to add, so I will check back in another couple of hours and let you know my final thoughts. I may need to use some artificial lighting for that last part of the video, but bear with me for that. Hello everyone, it has just gone 6:10, so I thought I would check in with my thoughts on the Benefit Hello Flawless Oxygen Wow Brightening Makeup. Now, I just wanted to say that I don't really have that much to add because I'm continuing to be impressed with this. I don't know what it was, but for some reason in my head I really didn't expect to like this, and I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's maybe because I haven't gotten on so well with the Professional, but I like the Professional powder and I like Benefit highlighters and their blushes and, you know, bronzers, other base products. So I don't know why I had it in my head that I probably wasn't going to like this, because so far I'm really enjoying it. Anyway, I will check back in with my final thoughts in a few hours' time and let you know what I think. Hello everybody, it is coming up to 20 to 11 and yes, we have artificial lighting, but how exciting is it that I've been able to trial the Benefit Hello Flawless Oxygen Wow Brightening Makeup or Foundation for nearly 12 hours, or actually I think it probably is about 12 hours since I first started applying this onto my skin. That really is, you know, a true first impression. I've managed to review it for a whole day, pretty much equivalent to a working day, plus maybe if you've gone out for drinks afterwards. So I really can give you my honest thoughts on how this is worn. I'm really, really excited by this. So apologies if the lighting's not quite right still. I'm not sure. As I said, it's going to be a bit of trial and error, but really excited to be able to give you my thoughts. Now, I'm going to just recap really quickly. I know my videos tend to be quite long. I think the packaging looks pretty cheap. The directions were pretty basic but clear. You know, it comes in a box as you'd expect for a higher end foundation. I mentioned during the course of this video that I really didn't expect to like this, but actually I was proven wrong. I really do like it. It didn't have any discernible scent whilst I was applying it. I felt like it applied in quite a smooth layer. I felt that it applied to give a nice skin-like finish, very, very natural. I've just been round to my parents' house. My mum is the true review. She said that my skin looks natural and just skin-like. It's a light coverage. I would actually say it's light to medium. I was surprised that it did give me quite a bit of coverage. I didn't need to go too heavy-handed with the concealer. I thought the colour match was good. I was the shade Believe in Me Ivory, and I was really impressed with how this wore throughout the day. That was probably my sort of the main thing that impressed me. I didn't experience any oxidization, and even around my chin, okay, now it's starting to break down and you can see my oiliness, but that's 12 hours. I feel this has really stood up against other foundations, and where I would normally expect to see my oily areas starting to come through, breaking down the foundation, I didn't experience that. Very, very impressed with this. I think this would be a good choice for pretty much anybody because, as I said, I've got combination skin and I felt that it wore really well on my skin. As I mentioned, the second ingredient is dimethicone, so probably not surprising. But it's also got glycerin, nice hydrating ingredients as well. Maybe it would cling to very dry skin, but otherwise I think anybody with normal or sort of slightly dry, slightly oily, nobody with any extremes, but I think you'd probably get on well with this. Now, That's just a very, very quick, and I know I'm trying to be quick because I am conscious that my videos are long, very quick overview of my thoughts. I'm now going to do what I always do, look at the Benefit website and compare their claims to what I think the product did and how it performed. It appears to be available in 9 shades, which kind of rings a bell in terms of me having seen this in store. I think that what they do is they take sort of the pale, medium and dark, and then they have 3 shades within each of those. So for example, the paler shades, as I am, is Ivory Believe in Me, which is the one that I've tried. That's the palest shade. So I'm pale, but I'm not the palest person ever. I'm around a MAC NC15, so if you're very pale, you might not find a shade to match in this. The other one is Ivory I'm Pure for Sure, and Champagne Cheers to Me. Excuse me looking down, I've got my laptop there. So you've got your sort of 3 different tones within the pale shades, and I really like the names. For example, one of the darker shades is called Amber I'm So Glamber, so they've still got that Benefit cute sort of quirkiness to them. And it is SPF 25, I've already touched upon that. It says that it's a brightening makeup, and I would definitely agree with that. I wouldn't say that it gives a dewy finish, I wouldn't say that it gives a radiant finish, but it definitely is brightening. So let's read the details. It says, "Hello, it's Flawless time. Our new oil-free brightening liquid foundation builds from light to medium coverage for a natural complexion you can believe in." So, well, it's not really new anymore, but okay, it's oil-free. Brightening, I'd agree with that. It is obviously a liquid foundation and really quite a lightweight liquid. I was expecting maybe more of a gel, maybe that's just because that's what I'm accustomed to, but it was liquidy, so I really appreciated the functionality of the pump dispenser. I did mention that I think the packaging looks cheap, but I do like that you can tell how much is remaining, and also that it would be functional for travel or just throwing in your bag, which I think is good. You know, it's in keeping with the Benefit target customers lifestyle. Maybe you're going from work to a night out, which, you know, you're probably going to appreciate a plastic bottle. I would agree that it's buildable and that it gives light to medium coverage. I was impressed with the coverage and how buildable it was, and that I was able to sort of be quite light-handed with my concealer. And for a natural complexion you can believe in, I would agree, and so would my mum, so true praise indeed there. It's you, just more luminous and healthy looking. And I actually think that's a really good description, because the way I would describe this is your skin but better, and so that kind of ties in with what they're saying. I'm really impressed with this. I didn't expect to like it, but I do. It says that it has hydrating benefits and light diffusing properties. Any brightening foundation I would expect to have light diffusing properties, so not surprised there. And as I said, the third ingredient is glycerin, so not surprised that it's helping with the hydration as well. I did mention that I felt that it was very comfortable on the skin, felt very skin-like, and I really lightweight. I couldn't feel it on the skin, so you know, I didn't at any point feel like my skin was gasping for hydration. I had expected this to be around the £25 mark, just bearing in mind how much I know Benefit products are normally, and it actually cost £26.50, so a little bit more than I was expecting, but considering the results, I actually do think that that's reasonable. It really is a very nice foundation. Not quite holy grail for me, but I would be very happy to use this on an everyday basis. I love the skin light finish, and I'm very impressed with the longevity of it. I think it would be great for an everyday option for work, for example. It is expensive, but you know, I mean, you're getting 30ml, which is standard for a foundation, and I do feel that it ties in with the Benefit branding overall. Most of their products are on the pricier end, you know, considering that their packaging is fun and quirky. But I do think this is a good foundation, and I would highly recommend it. Let me know if you've tried this, or if you're intrigued to try it, in the comments below. Give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this, and subscribe if you haven't already. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Bye.